Hey, this is Curtis Everett from Saint Studios Films. I just wanted to do a little video to check in, and I've seen a lot of people post on social media, a lot of filmmakers, where they're comparing themselves to Hollywood or other filmmakers who are in the field. And one thing to remember is that whenever you're making a movie or making films or short films or whatever you're making, you don't want to compare yourselves to your peers. Otherwise, you're always going to come up short. Instead, you want to facilitate camaraderie between those who also do it while trying to do the best work that you can do. But let me tell you, I've been doing this for 20 years, and there will always be someone who has more money, more toys, more resources than you. You will never be number one at what you do. There will always be someone better than you. Even if you feel like you're great and you're, the best you can be, there's always going to be someone who makes you feel a little bit inferior just because they're out there doing what they do and they're utilizing whatever resources they have, and they have more money that they can throw into more time, just whatever, and it'll make you feel like, oh, well, I've got to step up my game. And some people, they see this as a competition. They say, oh, well, so-and-so did this, I've got to do this. Well, you should be making movies for the most important audience member, yourself. That's why you should be making the movie to begin with. I mean, it's nice if you have other people out there that enjoy what you make, but at the end of the day, you should be making the movies that you want to watch. So strive to be better, try to, every time I make a movie, I'm trying to do something a little bit different. I'm trying to step up the quality in some regard. I'm trying out different equipment. I'm trying different techniques. I try to do something a little bit different. I try not to do the same thing every time that I make a film. But don't suffer from comparison, because it's not a competition. The whole thing about being creative and, doing that out there in the world is you just want to make sure you are having fun doing what you do. For me, I mean, even though I have films that are out there, it's still an expensive hobby. I mean, it's an expensive hobby. It's not gotten to the point where, it's paying my bills. It's just, an expensive hobby, and I'm passionate about what I do. And, I do my best. I mean, even in my mind, even in my heart, sometimes I'm like, man, this person's got it made, and they're doing great things, and I've really got to step up my game. But then I remember, why I'm making movies, and that's for myself. I'm making movies for me. I'm not making movies, there's no, first place, second place, third place. That's one thing that frustrates me about film festivals in general. Film festivals, you have to pay money. You pay money to a board of people to tell you that your film fits in with their programming. So, and a lot of times it boils down to runtime. So if you make movies that, are too long for them to program, they are not going to plug in your 90-minute feature. They want something really short, a 10, 20-minute film at the longest. And if you don't fit in with their programming, they're not going to put it in. And so I've seen a lot of filmmakers, who get frustrated. They said, oh, my film did not get accepted by this festival or that festival. Well, take that money that you're using to submit it to festivals and just use that money to make more movies. And just, be creative. Don't worry about whether or not you're getting into film festivals, because in the end, film festivals, whether you win them or you're in them or not, it really don't matter. There's only a few festivals in the world that are life-changing, if you're a part of. If your film is in these festivals, oh man, that leads to distribution, that leads to bigger and better things. But, for the most part, a lot of these smaller festivals on a state level, they're just money-making machines. So don't feel like just because you didn't get into a film festival, that does not mean you are not a great filmmaker. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point, but y'all have a great week. Don't suffer by comparison. Pave your own path. Choose the road less traveled by.